Down here in South Texas, we manage deer differently than a lot of the country does. We really feel like that your big bucks, your big mature bucks, really don't mature and show you their potential in antlers until they reach 6.5 or 7.5 years old. To do that, you've got to be patient, and you have to look at some 4-year-old bucks that are beautiful, and you got to pass.
There he is. There he is. He's coming out. There he's right on the edge. Yeah. How old is he? He's too young, isn't he? Yep. That's a 4-year-old. Look at that. Man, he might be 5, man. No, he's 4. He's 4. I'm so glad we got to see that. That was freaking. Oh, that was hard. We rattled up that 4-year-old, and I mean, that's the kind of deer that I would, you know, really like to see mature and get to 6, 7. I mean, you know, but there's some hard times like that. I know some people say, oh, you know, it's all about age, or you're worried too much about it. I mean, I really enjoyed that. I didn't have to kill that deer to get enjoyment out of it.
A few weeks ago, we did a video about, you know, Brian and I's favorite caliber for whitetail, and I think one thing that you got to think about, you know, when you're talking about a favorite caliber, I love the 270. You know, I love the 30-06. I love the 300 Win Mag, but in a blind, you know, those are calibers that require a long barrel. So down here in South Texas, you know, probably the yardstick is the Remington 700 Sendero. Every single version of that's a 26-inch barrel. So with a 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor, you can have a shorter barrel. 308 preferable. This is a 20-inch barrel out of the Delta 5. The idea and the inspiration behind this rifle was not a blind, but I think you'll find it's the perfect blind gun because it's 20 inches long. Instead of, imagine here, I've got 6 more inches that I've got to pick up, get out the window, but you know, with the Delta 5, I'm right here. The stock on it's flat. It's giving me a perfect stable shooting position. And you know, out of this same blind, we actually filmed a hunt last year that we couldn't show because we had the prototype of the Delta 5. So, you know, we tested it out down here, played around with it, and I'm telling you that the accuracy with it is unmatched. This new Timney trigger, how it's got this really flat, I love because you can just take the pad of your finger and it really helps you control your trigger squeeze. So last year we actually filmed a hunt using the Delta 5, but it was a prototype. We couldn't show it. We wanted to wait till after the release at SHOT Show, but you know, we can show it now that the Delta 5's out and ready for everybody to see. So we're thinking outside the box a little bit. We're having issues with the pasture that the cattle are in. They're going nuts and coming to the areas where we're trying to hunt, and we've got some pretty big deer back there. So what we're going to do is kind of sit up and distract the cattle a little bit, and we take a lot of precautions and a lot of work, you know, cattle panels around feed areas, and you know, same for hogs. So this right here is just going to be kind of a little distraction that we're going to attempt. Now, if you do this, I would suggest you never feed your cows Big and J. Don't ever let them taste it, because once that happens, you're in trouble. So we're just going to use sweet feed, but you know, don't let them get a taste of it. Get these over here. But we're just going to use sweet feed. Just don't let the cows taste BB squared or Big and J, because then once they get that taste for it, they're gonna keep bothering you more and more. So pens, troughs, and other places, whatever you can to do to just distract the cows so you can kill a deer.
he looks completely different. When he walked in the first time, and when he walked out, he was like, man, that's a pretty good management deer out there. Seeing him beside that 3-year-old, I think we should shoot him. That's that same buck we saw the other night eating the baby square. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's shoot him. All right, you ready? We had a really nice 3-year-old come out, and then we had a 4-year-old 8. And, you know, you can tell the age structure, the difference. The 3-year-old 10 wouldn't even look at him. You know, we watched him for a while, and it's not a deer that's ever gonna get to where, that's why we try to shoot, you know, 8 points like that at 4 and 5 years old, and then let our 10s get to 6 and 7. And that way you can just kind of change that structure a little bit, but it's back straps either way. So, you know, there's a lot of people get management in coal deer, and, you know, this is a great deer. And just as we're trying to manage, you know, we've got some things that this guy's lacking that we want, you know, the traits to be carried on. So, you know, one, he's an 8-point, which is something, you know, if you can get more 10, you know, you're always going to have more 8 points than 10 points, but 2, there's not much mass. I mean, if you go back and you look at the difference of the mass on the 3-year-old versus this deer, that's something that I look at a lot. And then, you know, just we don't have much of main beam length and much on tines either. So, you know, the deer, it's just great that we had that 3-year-old in there. That's a deer that we want to, you know, let go longer and have more babies. And this is a deer that we would like less babies of. The main beam's not bad, but I mean, there's just no mass here whatsoever. We're talking, you know, his G3s are 6 inches. And at 4 years old, we would like to see a little bit better than that. But, you know, the main thing that gets me on this buck is just no mass. And, you know, we've seen some really good deer the last couple of days here that had mass and are gonna have a lot better rack, but you know, he is gonna make some back straps for sure.